Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I have today a guest, one of my students named Kamar. He's been working with me for a while. So, Kamar, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello, guys, everybody that's watching. This is Kamar Zaman, and I am one of the students for Mo.
Okay. Can you tell us how you kind of got into trading?
Well, I used to live in Miami, and I met a older gentleman. I mean, I'm kind of old, but I met older gentleman.
Hmm.
Was His name is, let's call it G. So I wanted to learn to trade. I'd never traded before, and I kind of got to know him and we met. And then he had a Thinkorswim chart that had like six different indicators. It was very overwhelming. And the first time that he came to the class, I scolded him and I said, "Hey, I don't want to learn these candles. I don't want to learn the charts. Just tell me where to press the button."
Yeah.
And he was kind of like, "Oh, who's this guy?" So which is the reality. Most everybody wants to trade and make money, but without learning. And my journey started with him, and realized that this was not going to be easy you
Hmm.
know and I learned the basics. I learned how to use Thinkorswim. I did not know anything about the platform. What was the tickers, because everybody's trading. When people say I'm trading, they think I'm trading. So, I'm learning the trading. I had
Yeah.
some economics background, so I knew the basics, but that's way different.
Hmm.
So I got in, but I was frustrated because that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to kind of learn to only trade for 2 hours because
Hmm.
I saw on the internet, social media, you can trade for 15 minutes and make $5,000.
Yeah.
So I saw that, and I didn't see that happening with Mr. G. You know,
Hmm.
and that got me out of my comfort zone. It says, well, there has to be some way, and I kept on researching and came across multiple places and mentors and pie in the sky, all of that, from Godzillas to Godfathers. Everybody was there, but I did not find what I was looking for. And it was serendipity that I came across a guy on YouTube. He was wearing this Arab outfit, and I saw that. And but what he was explaining, I thought this was a AI generated video. This is only like 6 months ago, right? So I thought this is
Yes.
an AI generated video. So I thought maybe I need to listen. And I listened and I watched, and it was really, I knew it was not AI, it was a real guy. But the thumbnail was the Arab guy. But the guy that was explaining was doing a good job, you know. And I have felt that, okay, this is a guy that I need to contact. And most of the time, you put comments and you talk to people and they don't reply to you.
Yeah.
But I reached out to this guy who happens to be More Trades, and he reached out to me. And that's where my journey, the real journey of trading started. So I
Okay.
would say that.
So, that's when you and I started working together. I would say like around 6 months ago, correct?
Yeah, it was around May, roughly May. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Mm.
And before then, how long were you trading and like how long has your trading journey been total?
So I was not really trading. I was just buying few stocks, swing trades.
Yeah.
I would get recommendations from these signal groups when I buy and sell. Honestly, I didn't know what I was doing, but I was just in their mode.
Hmm.
I live next to a guy that is a hedge fund guy, and he would send me some text messages, buy to open, sell to close, etc. And then I'll give it to Chat GPT and says, "What does this mean?" And I will just understand them and put some trades. Some made money, some did not. They were like iron condors, butterflies, and it was not what I wanted to do. I wanted to day trade in simple way, like I said, 2 hours a day,
Hmm.
and that's where. So to be honest, I wasn't trading. I was just dabbling.
Yeah. Okay. So that's understandable. Before me, did you have any other like groups or mentors that you kind of learned from, and how did they compare to me? I'm curious with that.
So I had a mentor, Gary. His trading was he was a positions trader, so
Hmm.
can't really compare. He knew his six charts very well, uh, and then he traded and he made money. But that was not what I wanted to do. So was he a great trader? He's a great trader, but that's kind of like buy something and wait for 2 months or two weeks.
Hmm.
And I'm an alpha. I can't wait for anything. I need instant results. So that was a mentor. The second was I was in a room where I learned to scalp the ES futures through options. So I scalped SPY, SPX options
Hmm.
by looking at ES. And I was one of the very good students in the room. Um, and that is the time that I was just like, I would say, I don't know how to put it, like a monkey pressing the buttons and getting great results without
Yeah.
knowing what I was
Yeah.
doing.
Yeah.
You know, I knew the candle, what candle does,
Hmm.
and I knew price action at that point because I'd been researching and all of that. I
Hmm.
learned from Mr. G, but I was lucky to be honest. You know,
Hmm.
so and then when you came across to answer your question, you brought in certain terminologies that were a uh, openers for me.
Hmm.
So kind of like if you play cricket, in cricket you throw the ball and
Yeah.
there's a spin and there's a which is called a googly and then there's a fast ball, a bouncer. So you were throwing bouncers at me. And when somebody does that because of my how I am, when somebody throws a bouncer, I don't say don't throw a bouncer at me, but I will then write it down and I go research.
Hmm.
So you're a very knowledgeable person, and you knew it. Uh, that's one thing that I've been in groups. I've listened to a lot of people.
Yeah.
They say things, but they don't know the foundation. I think
Correct.
you drank the Kool Aid because you have been doing it.
Yeah.
So while you have the knowledge, I mean, you're not a trainer. You're not a teacher.
Yeah.
And then the teachers are not good traders. So that's another thing. So if you go to school and the guy that teaches you investments and finance, if you
Yeah.
tell him to trade, he wouldn't know. He would know everything about RSI and the mathematical models behind it and
Hmm.
the Elliott wave and everything, but he would not know how to trade.
Hmm.
So I think that's important that by coming to you, you were an active person who knew the platform. I mean,
Hmm.
you trade with Ninja, that's your platform. You knew TradingView. I learned TradingView from you, by the way. And then how do we make the chart bigger and smaller?
Yeah.
And then the times and the windows, which I didn't know, to be honest. So it was good,
Hmm.
and you are very patient. That's another thing. As much as there are some people that lose patience.
Yeah.
You are a very patient person.
Hmm.
The other thing that I loved about your style was if I explained to you something, you said, okay. So, and then you also explained to me that thing in your perspective.
Hmm.
You didn't say, well, no, you're wrong.
Yeah.
Okay. But you agreed with me, but also gave me your perspective, which is what a person in my age wants to know
Yeah.
because I have a lot of experience. So when somebody tells me, no, you're wrong, you know, I'll say, no, prove it to me that I'm wrong. Right.
Yeah.
So
100%.
you explained that. So that validation was really, really important. That's the second thing. The third thing that you did was you broke things into small pieces, you
Yeah.
know, and that's what a new trainee needs. They
Hmm.
they need to understand, the pieces of the puzzle rather than okay, say here's the puzzle, go put it together. And this is my perspective. Like I was on a call yesterday. I was listening to a community. They were trying
Hmm.
to sell an indicator, and the guy was asking this mentor, why are you using 3 and 5 EMA? Because it's, it's too fast. And he says,
Yeah.
well, it's my system, take it or leave it. You didn't do that. You explained,
Yeah.
so that was different as a starter.
Hmm.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
that's
Now,
good
don't
to hear.
raise your price because I boosted your ego.
No, I mean my ego is very, very boosted right
Yeah.
now. Okay, the next
Or the
question.
other thing that I really wanted to say
Yes.
was most people trade for money, and I never had that concept. I don't trade for money. I trade for structure. So when I
Yes.
said, I want to trade for structure, you understand that,
Yes.
you know, like you told me, you don't take a lot of trades. You only
Hmm.
take, you say you don't trade on Monday.
Hmm.
When a whole market is trading on Monday, this guy doesn't because he doesn't find his structure. So that was respectful for me to learn, to follow the structure.
Yeah, the greatest thing that I tell people is not every single day is a trading day. Like people go into the market to make money, but funny enough, when you go into the market to make money, you lose money. And when you go
Yeah.
into the market looking for structure, looking for good trades, that's when money becomes a byproduct
Yeah.
of.
Money is the end result.
Yes. And
Yes.
people
That.
chase the end result, not focusing on the process.
Yes.
100%. My next question is like how much money did you lose or did you have a period of losing money before the mentorship while you were trading? I'm curious
I
about
didn't
that.
lose a lot because
Hmm.
I didn't trade with a lot. So when I was trading before I met you, I was a newbie trader. I was not trading a lot. But then when I was in the community room, I was trading options, and I was not, to be honest, losing because I
Hmm.
was getting the guidance from the coach. And those days, this was around April, May, when the price actions, SPX and ES, they were, going up. There was no down days. I mean, we did calls every single day.
Yeah.
Like till June, we did not do any puts.
Yeah.
And it was like it's too easy.
Yeah.
It was a bullish day, and if there was a bearish day, then we waited. So
Hmm.
I think that is didn't lose a lot, but then thanks God. But then after that, there were losses also.
Okay. And then another question is what was the full on decision that made you decide to work with me and no one else and fully me compared to like
Um,
someone else?
Availability,
Yes.
availability. You are available via text.
Hmm.
We chatted on WhatsApp, Instagram initially when you were the Arab guy, but WhatsApp, you made yourself available.
Yeah.
If I had a question, you answered even at the late night.
Yeah.
For somebody who is a student, when they're learning, they are perplexed with complicated. You shared screenshots. If I said I do this, you answered
Hmm.
in a very dumbed down way that I could understand.
Yeah.
Better than ChatGPT would answer.
Yeah.
So you explained, and by then, what I had learned, I started to kind of as as you saw. I used to ask you a lot of questions, but then I started asking less questions.
Yeah.
So that's a good product because I was in product marketing, and we used to tell our clients the first month we will hear from you a lot, but after the whole year we will never hear from you
Yeah.
because our product is really good. So your product is good. First 30 days, yeah, everybody goes through. It's kind of like drinking from a fire hose, and after that, it's just you trained me well. I
That's good to
learned.
hear.
I learned what I'd never known before. Like I won't
Hmm.
talk about the secret sauce
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
because that's
Let's
your
keep
secret
that.
sauce.
Let's keep that.
Yeah. So, but what you, I was in one of the discords, and I was not watching you. You had
Hmm.
shared the discord with me, and I heard this terminology. And let's keep that terminology secret. And then I did a research on that.
Hmm.
It was very complicated,
Hmm.
you know. And then I asked you, and you explained to me the terminology, and it took me a while to even understand because, again, for
Yeah.
you to explain something to me, it's natural.
Yeah.
And you also shared with me some pre-built indicators that were
Hmm.
already doing it, but they were not doing a good job. But your explanation, and you were like, when you were doing this and you had the indicator and you were doing this, blah blah blah. And I said, man, how are you doing this so fast? Like,
Yeah.
you were drawing and all of that.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is very mechanical,
Yeah.
but I, I mean, your analysis was on point. So those are the things that made me really gravitate to your teaching.
All right. That's good to hear. We've been working for around 6 months now. I think we started working around like April to May. Since then, how much have you made since like just day trading?
Quite a lot. If I put the number, then I have to report that number, right?
Uh,
So it's yeah. In Canada, things are different. In the US, is different. So
uh
obviously, everything comes to
yeah.
the text statement, and then there will be haters.
Yeah.
But in excess of six, seven figures. The point is not the number, but the win rate. So win rate is about 90%. So I,
Okay.
I think your strategies have really taught me that. A lot of people in the other room also, they used to say, this guy never loses, because I said, I don't trade with emotions. I trade with data.
Yeah.
And one thing about the indicators, that even though they're lagging,
Mm-hmm.
there are good data points that you need. You can't take decisions from that, but they're
Yes.
telling you something. Even if it happened, it's going to happen, right? But it's too late.
Mm-hmm.
But if you are smart enough and you plot the data points for the last 360 days,
Mm-hmm.
you can learn something from it. So that's something, I did also. And it makes you confident.
Mm-hmm.
I think the teaching that you did was made me really confident, because
Okay.
I didn't know anything.
Yeah.
To be honest, I didn't
Literally,
know anything.
like
Mm.
looking at you now compared to our first call is like a night and day difference, and I'm so happy to see that. Like that genuinely puts a smile on my face.
Well, like I was telling you that 6 months ago, I did not know this. I
Mm-hmm.
knew trading existed.
Yeah.
Today, is going to be my next forte into earning and relying, because I've been in digital marketing space, public relations for almost 3 decades now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a software engineer. I can do a lot of things. I'm smart enough to learn. That's all you need. But what's important is that my dad used to say, you need to be able to be with friends, and you are way younger than me. You're like
Mm-hmm.
my son. You
Mm-hmm.
need to be with people that when you fall, somebody catches you, you know,
100%.
holds you. And I feel that if I get stuck, you will hold me. You will make me, not fall.
Yeah.
So I think that's the biggest asset, and that's priceless, right?
Yeah.
That is not going to buy any. So that what you have taught me as you're one of your students um, is a great success. That
Mm-hmm.
I can now take this and I can turn this into a full-time job for me, and I love
Mm-hmm.
this.
Mm-hmm.
So
I think you literally just answered the next question that I was going to ask you. I was going to say, with the knowledge that you have right now, what would you say that the mentorship is worth? And you literally just said priceless. So,
yeah, no mentorship is worth in any price. You
mm-hmm.
go to college, and these days, if you go to a decent school,
Mm-hmm.
you spend at least 200,000. If
Yeah.
you go to a private school, regardless of whichever country you are in, uh, you can never pay your professor.
Mm-hmm.
You know, uh, and when you come out, you think about this, what you spend, right? So when you go to college,
Mm-hmm.
let's say you do masters or MBA or engineering, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and you work for 30 years, right? And you make from 100,000 to 5 million. If you take the time value of money,
Mm-hmm.
and you say, okay, professor, when I graduate, I'm going to give you 10%, the professors will be billionaires. So how can you say there is a price for it, right?
Yeah.
So what you have taught me is significant. The only thing that I have to now remember, training will not change,
Yep.
is like, am I going to be a good student, or am I going to be emotional? Because, you can build bad habits.
100%.
So every time I'm trading today, I'm thinking, well, like today, for the last 2 days, markets have been very rangy.
Mm-hmm.
They go ups and downs. So I'm saying, okay, I'm waiting. I am following the structure. When I find the structure, I go.
Mm-hmm.
That I didn't have. So I had to, this when I left the community group a
Mm-hmm.
few months ago, that was detox I had to do, you know. And
Okay.
thanks God that you had taught me. So it's
All right.
priceless.
All
It's
right.
priceless.
That's good to hear. That's good to hear. Another question is there something you regret during our mentorship at all?
No regrets. I think as a teacher, because I teach at the college, I've taught. The only thing is, and this doesn't relate to you, but it relates to everybody who is a baptism by fire. So obviously, you didn't go to a trading school.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you learned this on your own at a very early stage, and that's what been mechanically doing it. So I think the only thing that you need to do is that when you think of teaching and you're teaching your students, not everybody has the same level. So maybe you break it down into basic, intermediate, advanced,
Mm-hmm.
and which you probably have done now.
Mm-hmm.
And you start from the very basic. What is the candle? What's a green candle? I mean, we didn't discuss that.
Yeah.
I knew a little bit of it, and you took it and built on it to it. But so it's not a regret.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely, I think, even advanced users really need to learn
Mm-hmm.
that because you are not your own customer.
Yeah.
Okay. So you have to think, who's my target audience, and you break your target audience into different jars.
Mm-hmm.
It's like bubble gums, right? Yellow goes into yellow and the black goes to black.
Yeah.
So I think that's the only thing I would do, and that's it. And your program is really hands-on, right? It's
Yeah.
not like, okay, watch a video, come back. I hate that
Yeah.
because it's, falling asleep, because I want to learn real action,
Yeah.
you know. Yeah.
That's good to hear because I
Yeah.
think even in the last video that I just posted, I addressed that pain point that you just had where I wasn't talking to beginners, maybe like when we first started, but now I am. And 100% I agree with that. Like every single person has their journey. And if someone's a beginner, talk to them in a fully beginner manner. If someone's advanced, talk to them in an advanced manner. Don't talk to a beginner in an advanced manner because they just won't understand what's going on. 100% agree
I
with that.
teach I teach at the college,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm not, obviously not teaching. I am teaching technology courses.
Mm-hmm.
So I make a promise to my student that at the end of 90 days, you will know how to write software, okay, clearly,
Mm-hmm.
and you will know how that software will work and it'll make you money, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Because that's, everybody wants to know that, right? So you have to make a big promise. Now you cannot fulfill the promise if they don't,
Correct.
right? So the students have to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to give a big promise and then meet on your promise.
Mm-hmm.
So that's it. I think that's the biggest flaw in, not in your system, but in courses that are being taught.
Yeah.
Everybody wants their money, but after that, the moment they get it, they forget about you.
Yeah.
That now they are teaching you, they don't care about you. So you come through.
Yeah.
That's the big.
That's
You
good to
come through.
hear. So, Kamar, what are you doing now with trading?
So I learned from you ES. I mean, you do NQ. I don't do NQ. I turned from you ES as a futures product. That's what I wanted to learn actually.
Mm-hmm.
But I took it one step further, and I'm using ES to trade options on SPY and SPX. So that has opened a new avenue for me.
That's amazing to hear. Another question is going from zero to, you just said 6 to 7 figures just by day trading. What's your day to day routine? How did you, what do you do every single day to look at the charts in the morning? What do you do? And what's your day to day routine?
Before trading, I used to wake up,
Mm-hmm.
get my coffee, pray, and then pray and then get coffee and then start my day.
Mm-hmm.
Now I get up at 5 o'clock. Okay, I do my fajr, I do my prayer, and then the first thing is I study what we did yesterday. I study what the market internals are going to tell us today. So I
Mm-hmm.
spend about 2 hours before even trading, researching which direction we're going to go It's like I'm a pilot and I need to fly the plane. What is the weather going to look? If it's choppy,
Yeah.
today we're going to cancel the flight. There's no reason we can't take that private jet, right?
100%.
But if we think, well, the weather is going to clear up, then let's wait for the 9:30 candle to open. Let's see what happens, and then you do. So I do a lot of research, which you kind of taught me because we went through research. So do that. So that's how my day looks like, and I trade for like 2 hours, and at that point, from 9:30 to 11 o'clock, I am done. Then I come back. I don't trade at that time after 1:30 Eastern.
Yeah.
I just watch the market because when you're trading, you're focused on trading. But when
Yes.
you're watching the market, I'm actually watching because I trade on 1 minute candle. I'm actually watching every candle print. And if I was to take a trade, what will happen? So I'm
Yeah.
kind of like simulating in my head, and I'm writing my notes.
Yeah.
I'm documenting. I have a journal. I was documenting. Like today, I documented that, okay, these are the times, and I've been watching this. So 9:40, 10 o'clock, 11:15, and I have a journal.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to take an average that when are the pullbacks coming? When are the continuations coming? When are the reversal coming? What are the points where they will come?
Yeah.
Because market can tell you a story if you're patient enough.
100%.
So that's what I'm doing.
That's amazing to hear. What you literally do is called like forward testing, and I highly recommend that for people that don't have enough experience with the market. Stare at the market for a long period of time. You will find similarities, patterns, how the market moves. It's basically like a person. Once you understand its personality, you can easily see where it's likely to head towards. 100% agree with that. So, with the next question is, how difficult is the mentorship?
It's not difficult.
Mm-hmm.
If you have gone to high school, college, the good thing is there's no algebra, there's no calculus. It's
Yeah.
math.
Yeah.
It's really math, and just watching. The only part is that I think you have to be disciplined.
Yes.
Okay, you can't just be click happy. You have to press when it's right, but at the same time, you cannot also be too cautious. Okay, it's like if you drive a car and you leave your home, you first put the seat belt. Okay, you turn around left, you turn around right, you come out from your garage, and now you have to start driving. You can't be scared to drive, otherwise you're never going to be able to drive. So first time you drive with somebody on, and then now we just close our eyes and we know where we're going, right? We turn left, we turn right.
Yeah.
We are drinking our coffee, so it just happens, right? So you have to trust the system. If you don't trust it, so it's like anything else. It's not
Yeah.
difficult at all. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just people make it difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah, good bad mentors make it difficult. Good ones, no.
Okay, that's good to hear. That's good to hear.
Yeah.
The next question would be, what do you think the biggest mindset shift was for you during our work together?
In I'm a A person, so for me, mindset is okay. If I found somebody, I'm going to give him a chance. Okay, so that for me it was not difficult. But the big mindset for the new people usually is, well, will this work for me? Okay, and the reason it does not work for them because they don't suspend their belief. Okay, so you always have to suspend your belief.
Yeah.
Will this suit fit me? Okay, then try it. And if it doesn't fit you, lose some weight, make it fit, right?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like one of the two ways. So for me, it was not a difficult. I mean, you know this. We negotiated a few things, like not even negotiated. We talked.
Yeah.
It came in an agreement. You said, okay, done. It was done. So it was not a mindset, but you have to do it. You can't
Yeah.
just keep thinking about it. Most people say, well, okay, I'll do it tomorrow. So why tomorrow? Why not today? Changes have to happen for good successful people. Changes have to happen instantly, or nothing will change in your life.
Yeah.
Nothing.
100%
You,
agree.
you go to the gym, do it now. Don't say, okay, I'm going to go tomorrow.
Yes.
Working out is like trading. Okay, you're now going to lift the 45-pound plate on day one,
Yeah.
but you have to lift it at some point. So can it be 5 pounds? Okay, well, if you're my age, start with 10 pounds, but then go to 45.
Yeah.
When I started training, I didn't know how to bench press. And when the guy said, okay, you're going to do 45, I said, okay. I said, I just did it. He said, no, I was just joking. So we started from 10, then we did 15. So it's progressive overload.
Yeah.
Same thing. If you come, do a mini, micro, do one contract, then do two, then do a full mini, then do NQ. But then do something,
100%.
So I think that's the mindset. It has to be what I call the growth mindset, but don't be a limited mindset person. Nothing happens in limited space anyway.
Okay, that's perfect. What would you say to someone watching this that is only getting their education from free YouTube videos? What would you say to that person?
YouTube videos are not going to do anything. They're good. They are on YouTube for free because they are doing it to. It's a marketing funnel. They want you to watch something for 30 minutes. Ultimately, they're going to sell something to you.
Yeah.
That's just it. And they are half. So what they do is they take a 30-minute video
Yeah.
or a 3-hour video and they do a 5-minute video out of it.
Yes.
So you watch the 5-minute video and you think, okay, I'm going to do, but they're never going to tell you the whole story. Okay. So a real experience, a real training is important. However, having said that, in your program, one thing I do recommend is when the new person, when they're coming, like I can speak for myself. I wanted to not learn trading.
Yeah.
I wanted these indicators. Okay. And there are so many. When you say YouTube, when you go to YouTube, you will start seeing hundreds of indicators.
Yeah.
Okay. Price action indicators, like all type of indicators. You type something and they come up and they will say, well, this is better. And they're being sold or they're being marketed by influencers.
Yeah.
The best thing is to forget about all of that. Learn to trade price action without anything on the chart. That's they can learn from you. The second part is now that they have learned how to drive, okay, if you have a Tesla, first you learn to drive. Then you put it on an auto drive and then it drives for you. But you don't press the button, it's driving. You won't be able to, you'll be holding it, right?
Yeah.
So what you need to do is maybe build and add a best practice indicator that you have used that works 99.9% of the time.
Yeah.
And you say, okay, well, come to learn with me as a student and then give them that piece of the puzzle if they are your student,
Okay. So I can tell you're very happy with how the mentorship went, and 6 months in, insane results, I will say. Is there someone you would recommend this mentorship to and someone you wouldn't?
I would recommend this to everyone that wants to be they want to change their life and they want to start trading. That's one person that I would also recommend to somebody who thinks they know trading and they may be advanced trader, they may be a hedge fund manager, they could be a market maker, whoever. Okay. Because what you're teaching and what you're, demonstrating is not taught in any class. I haven't seen it, at least in communities. There are a lot of people that have overcomplicated things, so your program, so it's available. The only person that I would not recommend this to is that if they're lazy and they're going to make you fail. That's why you want good students, right?
Yeah.
Harvard does not take the students they fail.
100%.
You know why? Because they don't want failures. So the people that I would say don't do it is because they will make them fail. They fire themselves rather than you firing them. So that's the only person that I would say.
100%.
Yeah.
If you could go back to before we even worked together, before the mentorship started, knowing what you know now, would you still do the mentorship again?
Initially, no. And I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Because so I'm assuming this is me 1.0. Okay.
Yes.
So when I'm 1.0, I have seen a lot of shiny objects. So your mentorship looks like, okay, I have to really work hard.
Yeah.
Okay. And I trust you that you will have to. It's not easy, but you have to put the time and effort. Okay. So that's why I would have said no because I was like many others looking for that was easy, the Staples button, that was easy button. Okay, but
Yeah.
there's no button like that.
100%.
Okay, so you want whoever they're going to choose. I always say, if you're going to choose a trainer, stick with the trainer till
Yeah.
you see the transformation. So going back, no, but I'm glad I found you late, because if I had found you earlier, we wouldn't be there. I would
Yeah.
have fired you because you would have told me to do things when I was not mentally ready.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So to solve this problem, I think in your own approach, you need to change your program in such a way that you address those objections on the
Mm-hmm.
day one.
Okay.
You
We'll
know,
do
I
that.
think
We'll do
that's
that.
without being salesy. Which you are not. You're
Yeah.
not a salesperson.
Mm-hmm.
You want to teach, otherwise you can make money. Why would you care about teaching people, right? Which is very hard.
Literally.
You can get
Literally.
up in the morning and make 300,000. Why you want to do it? So
Yeah.
that's the thing. Yeah.
Is there a moment during our mentorship that you won't forget at all? Like regarding the market or even outside the market, whether it just be like our calls together, is there something that you
Oh,
won't
there were a lot of
ever?
funny moments. We talked about a lot of funny characters that we. I told you this is how I think about. So there are a lot of when the movie's made. There are bloopers at the end. So there are so many moments that and that was one of the things that we could connect.
Yeah.
On that, and you want your trainer to be like that. And the one of the other advantages that you and I had was same language. I think
Yeah.
if your students are from that subcontinent, I think that makes a big difference, because at the core, no matter how long we have stayed in America, I mean, you were born there, so we still understand when we listen a Indian song, right?
Mm-hmm.
I still listen to an Indian song and it gets me animated, right?
Yeah.
So I think that part of the thing is very core, you
Mm-hmm.
know. Yeah. And trustworthiness, I can tell.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think I told you about this trader that was on YouTube. I won't mention the name, and she was showing up how she was making this $22,000, in insane 5 seconds. And
Yeah.
when I saw it, I knew, because I had been trading options at that time, so I knew that it was. And then when I reached out to her, I just wanted to, because I'm a marketer, I like to do beta testing, and she didn't even reply. And somebody from Philippines contacted me, and they said, "Yeah, to do 1 hour call with her, you'll have to pay 5,000." I said, "Yes, I will do pay 5,000 if she comes on a call." But she did, and I said, "Why was?" And she was saying, "I'm trying to filter." So it
Mm-hmm.
was kind of, that's not the way to, bring your new students, to make them a fool.
Yeah.
So there were a lot of funny moments.
All right. I'm very happy to hear that because those are some good times. And
Yeah.
looking back, what surprised you the most about this entire experience? Or are you just
That the secret that you taught me, that was a surprise,
yeah.
because everybody talks about EMAs. Okay, everybody talks about VWAPs.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, which you can watch videos and then even don't know what
Mm-hmm.
EMA to use, right?
Yeah.
People talk about 5 minute and 15 minute and opening range breakouts and all of that, right? But
Yes.
what you taught, which we won't mention here, is priceless. It's
Mm-hmm.
it's like, if you understand that, you are a successful trader, and
Yeah.
that's what I learned from you. And then I went 10 steps ahead
Mm-hmm.
to learn that.
Mm-hmm.
So
All right, that's perfect. And then last but not least, what are your plans for the future?
well, my plans are to better myself,
Mm-hmm.
be a student. Um, I want to offer what you offer to me,
Mm-hmm.
basic education in trading, not at the level that you are, but for people that want to do options, because you run away
No.
options.
I hate options.
Yeah, so I want to do options trading using the same principles. It's options, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like that. So I want to have a mastermind of people, learn from them, because it's an amazing career. It's too late that I came in, because if I had come in at your age,
Yeah.
I would have been a billionaire by now.
Mm-hmm.
But so that's a promise, right?
Mm-hmm.
If they stick with it and they're young enough and they save the money and they keep doing it, It's rinse and repeat. And
Yeah.
nobody can do this for you.
Yeah.
You can give money to your investment advisor, and they'll make you 3 to 5% return, right?
Yeah.
But you can make 300% in a day. The point is that how much sweat capital, sleepless nights have you put together?
Hmm.
It's like Michael Jordan. You only miss the shots you don't take. How many shots that you have taken and you have missed that you haven't talked about?
Yeah.
So that's the tough part. So
Well, thank you so much for meeting with me and getting on this call. Kamar, literally, like, I'm very, very happy on how far you've come from beginning to now. It's an insane transformation. And I feel happy because I feel like I was a part of that. And that brings me more fulfillment than any P&L day that I've had. I'm going to be honest, right? Helping others. And the fact that you're helping others too now really, really, like, it resonates with me, and it makes me happy that something that I've taught is being pushed down to other people, and it's going to like start a chain reaction, which I'm not even a part of anymore, and you're still doing that, which I'm very, very happy that you're doing. I'm going to be honest.
the biggest thank you so much. You're a great guy too. Also, you're an insane person, like awesome person. Um, the biggest thing in not just trading
Mm-hmm.
is that when we are taking somebody as a mentor,
Mm-hmm.
we have this belief that they need to look like Mr. Miyagi. It's not, right? I
Yeah.
mean, you are very young,
Mm-hmm.
and at your age, you are teaching people. Now, a lot of people are probably your age, but I don't think you have a student that's my age, and
Yeah.
at that level. So, people like us, we are looking for direction. And if they can find that Arab again on the YouTube, that's what I miss. So, I think that was a call to action.
Mm-hmm.
There were a lot of guys with their Ferraris and they were all fake.
Yeah.
But then I see this Arab guy, it was a call to action. The thumbnail was a real grabber.
Mm-hmm.
And it was, to be honest, and you were talking about that thing we won't talk about, but
Yeah.
it just flew through my head and I said, I like this guy. And your explanation was on the point. I think I watched tons of videos. Trust me,
Mm-hmm.
if I go to my history, I've watched tons of videos
Mm-hmm.
on trading. But that was one video that was clear.
Mm-hmm.
It was explaining, it was addressing my pain point.
Mm-hmm.
We go to the doctor and he finds the pain right away, and there are doctors you can keep going and they won't find the pain.
Mm-hmm.
You found it through that video, and we didn't know each other.
Yeah.
Okay. And that is what was amazing.
Yeah.
So your content, and that's how you are as a trainer as well.
Mm-hmm. I think that's a perfect way to end this interview. If you guys are interested in a mentorship, it will be linked down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.